Good morning. And yes, it is technically morning. So far, it appears to be a lovely day, minus some minor showers here in the Florida state. Okay, getting real quick here. I am just curious. Let me just say first off, it was refreshing for me as much as it was disturbing to get back to some real core issues. Getting the greater good. Hello, Shamrock. Getting the greater good, getting the biggest problems that we can all identify our problems, regardless of our differences, and getting it in our crosshairs. Hi, Jessica, and focusing on these problems that can become our goals to try to solve or make better. Aside from all of that, Creaker, live, Angie, I just saw you on Father and Son Reacts Instagram. Didn't know you could go live on Instagram. I'm going to stop reading the chat for a second. All right, so I have been getting a lot of text messages from multiple people, people that I enjoy, and you are never a bother. And thank you for keeping in touch, keeping in the loop regarding everything. Messages from every platform possible. There goes another message right there. But I wanted to pause and think before I acted and propose a simple question. A simple question, really. Are we so far ahead within our little personal beefs between either people that are on this side or support that person? Are we so factioned and so divided? Is Creek Squad also so factioned and divided between if you support that person, then you can't possibly support that person? And so maybe in a couple of cases that is the case. That's very possible, given that one individual has made it his life's mission to take Creek Squad down to hell. I believe, and I'm not misspeaking here. Feel free to watch it on your own time, although I wouldn't recommend giving any credit to it. This is not me getting involved in the beef. Just wait till I ask the question. But I believe that the individual that you should be familiar with incited his audience. And this is amusing because he had reached out to me with a beef telling me that I irrationally, irresponsibly used my platform by letting somebody come on here, and that was a mistake. Everything was kind of copacetic up until the point she was like, "Everybody call CPS." That was like, whoa. I didn't even. I should have acted quicker, but I acted, and I also paused the audience and said, "Please think before you act." And then Miss Chronic Chronicles came on very, very powerfully and emotionally and said, "Please do not do that. Don't put children in the system." So this individual that we all know who I'm referring to by now, I hope, incited his, or if he didn't say it, his chat was, and he was definitely a part of it, for everybody to help Ryan Upchurch get his third strike so that YouTube can delete his channel. And by proxy, I suppose should I have tagged? No, I don't want to be tagging Ryan Upchurch. I don't want to. He's doing his own thing. He's focused on his music. But while he's doing that, if we're going to talk about letting things go for whatever, the greater good or for peace of mind, what use is it to incite your audience or to show support to the idea floating around in the chat that I witnessed for myself? I should have screen recorded. I don't do that, though. This is not my game. I'm just an observer. But the insinuation and the call to action, there was, I hope that does happen. We should do this. The planning was right there. It's still there unless you disable your chats. So you've gone full hypocrite for showing your disdain, and I don't disagree. Nobody should have their platform used as a war machine for somebody with a personal beef, no matter how justified and vindicated it may be. And yes, I did not lie. I sent the information you sent me to the other platformer, and you continue to try to pit people against each other. Last I'm going to mention you, period. But yeah, so where is the foundation if you're going to be mad at people that use their platform for whatever reasons? In this case, it's for a simple question about unity and moving on, and sit there. And you did mention, you said it with your own words, he's got 2 strikes, and the next step is channel deletion, and then he'd be screwed selling CDs out of his truck. That's what you said. Selling CD. Now, I'm not simping for Upchurch here, okay? I'm just repeating what you said with your own disgusting lips, your own incitement and grotesque jealousy, and your crowd of minions that are like people in the Roman Colosseums calling for blood. What good would it serve to have people try to flag Ryan Upchurch's content? You think he'd go away? You think Creek Squad would just be like, okay, yep, his YouTube is gone. It's time to move on. No, you don't get over 3 million strong all over the country, all over the globe to just pack it up because his YouTube was taken down. And the fact that you're inciting and advocating for people to do that out of spite because your name hasn't been mentioned from his mouth, some sort of petulant child jealousy that I can't wrap my head around. And I don't know if I should feel pity for you, some form of sorrow, or vindicated anger. I don't know which one personally. So now the question I find myself is with this here. What would it cost and what would it take for all of us engaged in our own personal beefs and wars and stupidity, no matter how righteous the cause may be or feel, things on each side have been pretty, it's like a circus at this point. What would it take if we all one day just ceased fire? I'm curious, would that be the end of your channel, Peanut Butter? Like, if there's peace, I don't think you'd have much more to talk about. I mean, you're feeding on, yes, you get to feed off of people that attack you. You get to do that as a channel or Hey, June, it's good to see you, by the way. I'm sorry if I hope I wasn't like too harsh the last. I was a little frustrated. Anyway, June, just know you're one of my number ones, and you're always looking out for the best interests of the channel and the mission, the purpose. So, I'm sorry if I ever was off-putting. Anyway, and Brennan, thank you for all of the, just the information coming my way. So what would it cost if there was a ceasefire? If all of us took accountability for going to his channel and saying our 2 cents, keeping it going, because the more we go there, remember that analogy I told Miss Patty Lynn about, and I'm proud of that. Ever since I said it, I say it again. It's kind of a progressive patriot moniker now. Justice for just us, and let hate and toxicity from any group be like a castaway island. It's all the way over there, okay? And it can be the snake eating its own tail and be its own destruction if you pay no mind to it. But every time you go and visit the island, every time you go and say something, you're throwing a little life raft at it. You're giving it more life, and it's gonna come towards you to thank you for giving it that other opportunity to be in the public spotlight, which is just like its sustenance, right? How does toxicity die? If nobody's looking. It's like the tree that falls in the forest. If nobody's looking, nobody's watching, nobody's feeding it, maybe it'll just eat itself up, because they do devour their own when there's nothing left to beef about. I would love, this is my public challenge. And again, listen, Peanut Butter, you got me confused with Ismic. Your comments were to Ismic, but you came here and you got some sort of a half-cocked theory that I did this and that and the other, and that he did. So just, I don't give a shit. That's okay. I cannot give a shit, and you can be wrong. And you can be wrong and have a high IQ, Mensa, blah, blah, blah. Your fixation with IQs. I'm not going to start insulting you, because then I'm going to myself be the opposite of the advice I'm trying to give. It's just so tempting. You see, it happens to everybody. It happens to me. I'm coming in here not with a fucking white flag. There's no surrender, but I'm not engaged in some warfare. I just would love to see people use their energy and their time, the possibilities of what we can do united far outweigh the destruction that, I don't know if it outweighs it, but it's a more appealing scenario. I'd rather have a group of people that care about something, trying to do something about what they care about, than a group of people embracing negativity and hatred and coming together for that. And then we fall into the divide. Then we fall into being conquered because we are divided. Now, I'm not saying we're going to break bread and have a beer together or nothing. I'm just saying, can we possibly leave well enough alone? And I have seen with my own eyes, you are a foster care individual, father for your own children that are special needs. I'd never want to talk about families or anybody that's third party. But I have seen comments sent to me that you're picking on the very people that you're pretending to, or honestly being an advocate for. You're advocating for, respecting people's families and especially the children, this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, you are down talking multiple women and making fun of their families. And you keep on calling Creek Squad and Ryan Upchurch. I almost messed that up because of this. Like, where is your evidence or proof that Ryan Upchurch or any of Creek Squad that's contacting you are meth heads? You just use that so loosely as an insult in a broad general statement to fit your narrative so that you're always the clean, good guy. Look, man, you ain't without your own demons and skeletons. You're throwing huge boulders in glass houses. What would happen with your content and channel and your little side hobby of podcasting, whatever it is you're doing, if the hatred just stopped? Would you still have a voice, or would you learn just how empty your own life is? And if I'm wrong, please prove me wrong. Do an entire live video without mentioning Creek Squad, Ryan Upchurch, Patty Lynn, or any of the people that you've beefed with or that have brought it to you. And don't act like the victim, dude. Don't act like a victim. Stop. You're still going on. You're going to go to Uncle Will's state and pass out flyers. You do understand the risk and the immaturity that you're putting yourself. This has become a video to him, hasn't it? I just want to see a freaking ceasefire, and I want to see the potential that I know humanity is possible of accomplishing if we can just put aside little dull differences and focus on larger problems. Last night, I feel refreshed and better that a viewer, a supporter, a community member sent me the information, the amazing links, and the Underground Railroad network that is helping women and children out of human trafficking situations. The stories that I covered, that woman in California who got attacked with her 1-year-old being slammed against the vehicle by a woman who has 3 charges now of attacking pregnant women. And she is also, the system in California said, no, we're too over encumbered with cases. We don't have enough judges. We don't have time for your justice. You're just an everyday citizen. You're not a part of the American dream because you got to be asleep to believe it. It's a big club and you're not in it. Thank you, George Carlin, rest in peace. So yeah, how about focusing on that? And then, yes, talking about the human trafficking elements and learning the things I did, the CIA. There's so many things out there that we could be paying attention to. I do hope I get to go to CanConsRumble.com tonight and talk about some of the bigger aspects and issues that our country, that our world, our human race, one race, the human race faces, and unite and try to speak truth to power, shine a light on the problems that are happening every day. Remember the individual I shared, he talked about organ harvesting. He talked about blood trafficking. They captured a man and kept him for at least, I don't know, if he said it was at least a week, and they just extracted his own blood. To what end and why, who knows? Blood transfusions, but imagine that. These are some of the monstrous actions happening, but we're busy having YouTube beefs and calling Creek Squad Crack Squad and doxing people. I heard that you put Power Stroke's address and full name and everything in your chat. I heard that. I didn't see that. But man, I don't know. This is to everybody. Ceasefire. Let's see what we can accomplish when we all everybody take a moment to breathe and take a look at one problem that you think is out there that we can all face together and send it to me. Or if you have a podcast, make a podcast and make a video about it. Or I'll do it for you. ProgressivePatriot44@gmail.com. I understand certain beefs start and they can't end until something terrible happens or somebody wins, but nobody wins. The road to vengeance, dig 2 graves, something to that effect. I don't want to see further distractions and destruction. I'd like to see the beauty of what we're capable of as a network, as a team, as a human race, which is the same race despite our differences, our olive skin, white, black, purple, indifferent glasses, whatever. It doesn't matter. I know we have something within us and we can accomplish something special. And I don't want to see that something special be buried by the tedium and the negativity of online beefing. That's all. That's Babs Bunny. You have sent me info, and I will be I'm going to be catching up a lot today. I get to play catch up, and I say again because I never get tired of being humble and grateful. It's better than feeling spiteful and angry 24/7. This is our one life in the grand scheme of the universe. We're all this one little speck on this one little rock in an infinite universe, and we're busy yelling at each other on YouTube and social media. Don't get me started on TikTok and dances, but hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But in all sincerity, think about like your final days, your golden years, your final breath and rest. What is going to be your final thought? Are you going to think, man, I'm glad I took a lot of time yelling at somebody on YouTube and defiling them and doxing them and bringing everybody's names into this and their jobs and all that? Or can you think that you might be able to be proud that you were a part of something greater than yourself that requires looking beyond just yourself, the selfish self, okay, beyond your own self-preservation, and that you helped somebody in need, or that you I don't know, found a cause that's worth fighting for and you put your energy to that? How much more value would that last breath and thought be in that final moment of your life? Which one would you rather have? Oh, I'm getting a call from a supporter. Somebody who sent me an email, the one that sent me the links and the topics last night, by the way. I'll be taking this call right now. I believe your daughter just gave labor, so please prioritize. And mazel tov and congratulations. A life is being brought in today. Can we mark that as a reason, if ever we needed one, to celebrate life and find the beauty that we can by fixing some of the ills and corruption that we are aware of? Or will we just be the sheep being led to the slaughter while everything happens in the background and we participate in active negativity and toxicity? And we become the island of castaways, eating our own because we thrive on the chaos and destruction. Let's see. I challenge each and every one of us, including myself, to do better than what we are accustomed to. Ignore for just a day and see how healthy you can feel. Ignore any of the toxicity that's coming after you, the shit talking, anything. Let's see what we can achieve. You know what? I will welcome. Oh, Jesus. I don't care about one troll's in here. That's okay. Troll life. You live your best life. I want to welcome Mike Cable. Okay. I know you're usually on the other channel. Welcome here. Everybody's welcome. That's all. Squarework Media. I know you have a battle that you're fighting. We all have our battles. And what are we discussing? Queen of Ravens. I'm trying to offer a ceasefire and that we can all focus on things that are more positive, focus on the problems that are larger in scale in proportion to our singular lives, and see if we can do some good. That's all I can dare. So, no, not you, Mike. I'm not calling you a troll. There's somebody else who's hashtagging troll life. That's the troll. You're not the troll. I know you mean what you say what you mean, and you feel very vindicated. Yeah, you scars, you got it right. So I'm just trying to advocate. I may have said some things that could be viewed as somewhat negative because I have my own biases and I've seen things that were said, but I also am curious if, again, can we do a live without focusing on the beef and negativity? Easier said than done, I'm sure, especially when one has been attacked, feels attacked. But I do propose this to everybody, and I just want to see if all of YouTube, I am not so full of myself to think YouTube's going to listen. They're not. You guys don't have to. You can go about right into your comment section and thread and have your beef fest and negativity and say all the terrible things to one another and maybe kill each other inside just a little bit today. Or let's see if we could bring something to light and cause some good and remind not only the powers that be that are just holding on to power, okay, because we've surrendered it entirely. Let's see if we can impress ourselves with what we can do together instead of fighting up and being apart, ripping each other apart in the process. What are we capable of if we take all of the energy that we expel for these little beefs that are great for views and watches and watching a train wreck, or Yeah, let's see what the or is and let's be about it. I'm curious. I'd love to see what we can accomplish. Let's see if we could restore a little hope in humanity today. Just today. Let's see how it goes. That's my challenge. Okay. So everybody here is welcome. Yes, including you, Bob the Troll. You're welcome here. 12 profiles, 15 profiles, and your stalker profile of me, my clone, whatever. You're welcome here. Okay. And I hope everybody takes to heart some of what I said, unless you just blindly choose to hate me or what I'm about, whatever it is. Let's see what we can do with one day of positivity. Let's see what I come back to when that time comes. Thank you all. Hey, Stingray. Take care for now. Find the unifiers. Don't let the dividers win. Let it be an invitation to conversation, not confrontation. Okay? Justice for just us, because the system failed us. And I'll say it till I'm blue in the fucking face. Long live Bob. You got it.